tukiangalia jamii ambayo tunaishi ndani yake sasa hivi, the issue of materialism ni kitu kikubwa sana. And to start with, tutaanza kwako. When you're talking about materialism, what are we really talking about?
When we talk of materialism, what comes to my mind first is the things that are maybe mostly electronics that mostly come with age, or maybe with a century, or maybe with time. Mostly like things like cell phones, things like laptops, things like good cameras, and all stuff like that. To me, materialism is more of something that someone values more, but it does not really have that value in that can make you maybe to live a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think kuongezea ile amesema kweli, but I think it goes more beyond the electronics and all that. It goes beyond cars, it goes beyond good houses, it goes beyond nice houses, and something like even money sometimes, because without money you cannot have all these years described. So for me, I think it's something to do with the tangible things, like just assuming things. You're talking about tangible things like a good car. When you're talking of a car, you want to be specific. Mercedes-Benz. You're talking, you're going deeper, like it's something of value. But as he said, in most cases, what we value, it may be not that much as opposed to our lives as youths. That's how I get it. So it's more than a phone, it's more than a car, it's more than a house, sometimes even clothes. Everybody wants to have a good designer, and sometimes when you go too much to it, it becomes what we're talking about. That's how I would say.
And Mrs. Kema, since you interact so much with these young people, the youths, the teenagers, when you talk of materialism, I'd just like you to explain to them, talk to them about the issue of materialism, considering the fact that we are living in a society that is full of technology, that is evolving.
I have lived with youth. We said youth is from teen, that is 13 to 35. Kwa hivyo, depending on where one is, materialism will be relevant to each group. Kwa sababu like in high school, materialism ni gumu. Kijana akiongea, I'm in a day school which is mixed. Kijana akitaka kuongeleshwa na msichana, akimwambia mandazi kwanza. So how ni mandazi. So when we come now to secondary, that is secondary, college, it is higher. Maybe the boy has only pocket money. Materialism is what I will own, what I would get from you, what I will get for myself, what I can amass to myself, depending on the stage. And I said there are 8 development stages of a human being. From 0 to 35, this is where materialism really disturbs the youth. When I say 35, it's because they are young adults. They have just been married. They are just courting. And you find some even breaking because of material things. Because some boys will pretend to have what they don't have. And the girl really thinks this is what he has. Maybe when he's inviting you, he's taking you to a friend's house. And because he knows you like material things. Nataka kuona kiti kizuri, gari nzuri, viti vizuri, vikombe. Like she said, it is
much more.
Much more. And so it depends on the group. Because again, before, when you talk to me and tell me umeninoki, the next thing I'll ask you, what do you drive? Where do you work? Where do you live? I lied to a girl that I live on Thika Road, on Kiambu Road. And she was, you, and the car you drive. Na alinyamaza mpaka when now aliingia box. Ndio alimpeleka akaona he lives in Muthaiga North. naona waweza kujificha. That is because especially our girls, leave alone the boys, our girls really think of material things. Because hata anaweza kuchukua simu ya boyfriend yake because ni ya 20k na yake ni ya 10. Material things. Kwa hivyo youth wanasumbuliwa sana na materialistic things. Ama they are materialistic, and I wish God can help them. Waende pole pole. Mi huambia tukikot kwenda kwa my boyfriend nilipata kuna only 2 stools. Sikumtema. So this is the youth should go that way step by
step. Afu Salome umesema like materialism it's much more, but you see like in the current society yenye tunaishi ndani yake, like does it really determine, does what I have really determine who I am in the society today?
I think it shouldn't be like that. But the real things on the ground, let me use that. Things on the ground is that what you have determines who you are at the eyes of the society.
Yeah.
But sometimes the reason why we have people going through depression and people, you know, like people who cannot take life anymore is because somebody has been looking to them on the eyes of what they have and not who they are.
Yeah.
And that's why I like what she says, that sometimes you find a lady is dating, I mean, she's dating a good man, a good young man, but because at this level, the young man has nothing, and the girl meets somebody who has some substance, some material, you know, something tangible, a good car that I can rave with, a good phone, as she says, a good house, nice seats that you can take a selfie and you send into your Instagram and you say, I think, gentleman, wait for me, let me enjoy this. But while you're enjoying this, you lose yourself. Why? Because the society has made us believe that what we have is what describes us. But no, who we are describes what we have. Because if we have value in ourselves, then we won't value material more than who we are, because we are the owner of the material. Why would I say that? Because somebody said that God created stuff, so stuff don't control God. It's God who controls stuff, and we are created of God.
Yeah.
I mean, God's image. So it means that we are the ones who are ruling. But the society doesn't look at it like that.
Yeah.
The society looks at it like, girl, what car are you driving? When you come to work and you find that you're the only person who is not driving, so what do? You rush and get a loan.
Yeah.
You're not even thinking, how will I pay back the car? But all you want is you want to have a car like other girls, you know, like your age mates, as she said. Yeah, so for me, I think it should be, I mean, should it be like that? It should be like, what can I afford? Can I live in my means and not what people are living at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaskia. Sorry, so let me come to you. She has said, tukiangazia swala la what we have, does it really determine who we really are in the society today? Acha ni assume we ni youth, we ni mtu mchanga. No. Does it really determine like what you have, what I have, does it really determine who I am in the society today?
To me, I think it's a mentality that the young people create.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's our culture, whether it's something that has been developed maybe in our minds, or it's something that we are developing as time moves by. But one thing that I do value is what the Word of God says. It says that you seek God, or you seek the kingdom of God, and everything shall be added to you.
Yeah.
According to me, I usually say, I remove that part that says everything shall follow you. Some Bibles say that. I usually say, when you seek God, everything shall be added. Alternatively, everything shall be with you. I don't like the blessings following me. I want to be within that blessing.
Wow.
And I usually say, especially to the young people, I usually tell them, do not judge a person by what that person is owning today. Judge that person by what that person is owning maybe in 5, 10 years to come. Because you might discourage, or maybe you meet someone today thinking that that person is maybe in the last stage, only to find in 5 years that that person has just started their life. And I usually tell people that material things, it's good, it's not bad. In fact, I usually say money is not everything, money is the only thing.
Yeah.
Alternatively, you can say wealth is not everything, but it's the only thing. But the way you use it, it will depend, or it will determine the kind of a person you are.
Yeah.
Depending on how you help people, depending on how you can assist a person, not out of plenty, but out of the genuineness that you're having inside you. And the moment we realize that as young people, we will start concentrating on not only making the money, but also knowing on how to use all these material things once we gain them. Yeah.
Mtazamaji, hii leo tunaangazia swala la youth and the culture of materialism, and the question I've just asked, does what we have really determine who we are in society today? Bado nitazidi kusema hili because that is where we are and that is what it is like. We are living in a society where everything is materialistic. Na does hiyo swali ya kwamba does what we have really determine who we are, hiyo inaweza kuwa among the major issues zenye imefanya the young people or even married people to have that mentality ya materialism. Unaweza sema hivyo? Unaweza kuwa imechangia
yale mashindano yako wakati huu? It's not like our time.
Yeah.
Our time, you are just yourself and you would move on. Watu ulikuwa tunasema Wakikuyu, pesa iko kwa mikono tukatafute. Lakini today you find even, leave alone anybody pushing each other. Our young men, they want to drive the V8, which is being driven by an old man in Runda. And I always tell them, waende wasimame kwa geti ya Runda, both sides. Waone wale wanatoka huko, wenye mvi, wamekunja uso, wametafuta mali, paka uso umekutana, mvi imekaa, lakini now he's eating the fruits of his labor. Lakini vijana wanataka aingie kwa kazi, ako pengine in a company that is making a lot of money, anatumwa kwa bank, kwa kalamu anaongeza 0 bili, si ameiba. Ndio aende hiyo V8. Hii mbio ndio imeleta mambo ya materialism. Because he wants to drive what? She's driving a V8, he wants a Range Rover, ndio amuonyeshe hata mimi niko. Na mimi niko na kajanke kale kangu kazamani, old school, and I'm okay. But our youth, especially the young married youth, may God help them. Wako na mbio na imeua wengi. Kwa sababu wakipata hiyo gari, unajua isikii barabara. Na at the same time wanashindana kule Kamakis, nani anakunywa nyingi. Wakati wa kurudi anaisha. Just because, and that's what you are saying, people respect by what, even parents. Look at a parent whose sons drive, and one of them is left at home, hakusoma, endi anakaa na wazazi huko. Wakati ndugu zake wamekuja, parents have also become materialistic. Na kuna kijana aliimba, mama wacha majibo, mamitiga majibo. Ati Kevin anasijui nani akija gari ikijaa boot, unamwangalia vizuri na unampikia vizuri. Mimi nikija nimewekelea fulana kwa mabega, unaniangalia kama gara halina chakula. Parents are also materialistic, and you find them creating an enmity kwa sababu huyu amekuwa akimsaidia hata kukamua ng'ombe, kulima, lakini wale wakija anamwambia ondoka, wageni wameingia. Na ni ndugu zake. Wageni ni wale kwa sababu ataacha pesa. Hata anaambiwa enda uoshe ndugu zako gari. Hii ni kumdunisha kwa sababu hana pesa. Let us not think of, I have seen it. You know, I've been a teacher.
Yeah.
But when I came now to media, I started with Inoro and Kameme. Unaona watu wanabadilisha maoni yao kwako. Ukiwa mwalimu sasa hawana maneno na wewe, mwalimu hana pesa, wanashinda kwa barabara migomo.
Mrs. Kema kanyagia hapo.
Today if your son gets a job, wacha kuona kama ni wewe amepata job juu yako. Amepata kazi, ajisaidie. Aunde maisha yake. Lakini their parents, even the first salary they want to taste. Wanamwambia ujue uliajiriwa giri 10 kila mwisho wa mwezi. Akumbuki this young man is paying the rent, stima, maji, food, yote inaisha. Na fare, maybe they don't drive. And then the parent is there asking for 20,000 or 15 or 10. This boy atakuwa stressed mpaka aipe kazini. Nani amemsukuma? We must check on all directions. Why are these people running into material things? Number one ni mashindano. Wanashindana na huo ni ujinga. Because I cannot be you. You cannot be her. I cannot be you. Kila mtu na maisha ya? Na tumebarikiwa tofauti. Kwa hivyo ningeuliza youth, especially the working youth, mtu atosheke na kile ako nacho, akitaka kuongezea asome zaidi. If you had a degree, do masters. The salary itaenda juu kidogo na utapata hiyo gari. Even the car loan will not be as heavy. But now we want to, the 55,000 I start with, I take a car loan that is taking 40,000 or more. I go beyond. And I always take that one. He used to tell me, Esther, cut your clothes according to your coat. Kama clothes yako ni dogo, kata kakoti kadogo. Kwa sababu ukikata kubwa, haitashonwa, itaishi hapo. That is why you can see very many unfinished projects by the youth. Alienda akanunua meble, akajenga kinyumba kubwa, kufika nusu akashindwa. But he had built a 2-bedroom house yake from his heart than copying a friend. Na hajui kama aliiba, hajui kama aliuza shamba ya wazazi akawaacha hivyo. So tusipimane na what we have. And that is why I've said even parents wacha wasipende. Can you imagine even parents who know that their girls are Koinange street girls, anakuja kuambia yule anakaa nyumbani, mpikie chapati, mfanyie nini, ameleta pesa ya barabara, hiyo naita pesa ya damu. Lazima hata wazazi wamuulize, where do you get this money? Unaitoa wapi? Je, si nani aliimba? Msichana alikufa AIDS, Demetrio akaibia mzazi. Alikuwa anakuletea nyama na Guinness, huku uliza ilitoka wapi, mpe kaburi. So parents must be very keen. And they start being keen from primary school. Mzazi akiona, mtoto akiona mzazi yako karibu, anakuwa na adabu na hata potea.
Tuongee mambo ya choices sasa. Materialism. What is the connection between materialism and the choices that we make? And what is it that young people are supposed to understand when they're making choices about purchasing things that you even don't need right now? Actually, nanunua sababu nimekuona na.
Yes. To me, one of the things that we as young people we should watch is to operate within your budget.
Thank you.
The other thing, don't buy things because maybe you saw a friend or maybe a relative having it. One last thing that I can say on that is being contented with what you are having as a young person. I think that one will limit you from maybe desiring and maybe from purchasing something or things that you're not using them at that particular time. And I was reading somewhere and it was saying that some young people end up messing up their lives because of maybe the needs and the wishes. If we as young people, we cannot differentiate between what we wish and what we need, then it means we will completely still be in that position where we are at the 21st century.
Yeah.
I think again, in every road, there's a line and there's a lane. I think the best thing here is for one to stay on their lines. Because every line and every lane has a different speed limit. If you cannot take 110, you cannot stay on the first line. Go close to the service line.
Yeah.
And for me, I think it all starts from the family, because we don't have a society if we don't have a family. What values, as she says, what values are our parents teaching us when we are growing up? The Bible says, Joshua 1:8, it talks of success. And it doesn't stop at success. It continues to say good success. So as young people, I think we need to come to a point of knowing and having the Spirit of the Lord to determine and to understand what success am I looking for? Because everybody can be successful. But if it's not a good success, it's going to destroy you. Because we will be fighting to buy what he has. I will be fighting to wear what he wears. But I don't know its capacity in terms of financial, Again, not only the society, even in church, what are we being preached to? When you come with your little offering, is it appreciated? Because again, if it's not appreciated, the next time you also want to come up with 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, like you saw someone else do. But the question you need to ask is what she said, that I pity young men. And I don't know where we are going with this, because young men, they want to be associated with the big mamas, while young girls, they also want to be. Why? Because a young girl has responsibilities. She has the house. If they have a kid, this kid needs food, needs school fees. Tomorrow there's a future. But when this man is attached to a mama who is 50 years, amemaliza kulea, so kazi yake ni kukula tu, ana responsibilities. So before we complain about our young people, can our parents lead us the right direction? Because that's where the rubber meets the road. If we have the right principles, then even us as youths, we will fall. Because now, if our men are not ready to take responsibilities, then who are we left with? It means that somebody is going to go to Koinange. Somebody is going to go for that sponsor, as we call it. Why? Not that they want, but because they've been forced by circumstances. So I think what we need to work on is not only on the youth, but as a nation, what are our moral standards?
Thank you very much. Umeongea swala la busara tena sana. And also Mrs. Kiama alizungumza, amesema swala la wazazi. You also spoken about about parents again, na pia about the society vile iko. Na ningependa tuseme, who is supposed to be blamed apart from the parents? Is it that we are living in a society that, or in a society that kwenye ile environment yetuko ndani yake, we don't have enough mentorship? Is it the parent who is supposed to be blamed again, just like you have said? Is it the government, or is it the youth themselves who are supposed to be blamed for this issue of the materialism culture that is in us, Julius?
To me, speaking as a young person, I think the society has kind of left the young people. And you remember those days, if I think mom can talk of it, when a kid could mess on the road and any adult who is passing around could discipline that kid. I think we need to go back to those times. when a kid becomes a product of the society. But at the moment, there is a gap that has been left between the older people and the young people. Young people lack mentors simply because the person whom they are looking up to when they are growing up, it reaches a point and you start hearing stories. So and so did this, so and so does this, and you're like, is this the kind of a person that I've been growing, looking up to? And also, as much as we are blaming as well as the society, the church as well has a role to play. You find that some of the topics that used to be discussed in the churches, especially during the time of our parents, it's not being discussed in churches today, simply because we are saying this kid is a grown-up, they should know all these things. Again, the society has left the young people to be raised up by social media. And you find that there are so many influences in the social media. So I think that time has to come when the young people should get mentors, people who are willing and people who are ready to support you and to give that father figure and the mother figure that they are looking for in the society. Yeah.
I think we cannot leave it open. There must be somebody's responsibility. And for me, I think it starts with the parents. Why am I saying this? Because in most cases, you find that, especially in our modern family setup, you find that a child messes before the visitors. Baba, nitakuchapa. Achapwi? You remember those days when you mess up, your mother pulls a look. You're not touched. Just a look enough. And you know, that says, stop what you're doing and run away. You see, like, maybe the visitors have been brought food at the table. When we were growing up, we were told, visitors eat first, we'll serve you later. But what happens now? You bring up some mandazi and tea in the table, and the child falls down there. Mom, I want. You understand? I understand. So imagine if this child is not, he or she is not being disciplined in front of the visitors. Of course, it's not a good, again, discipline mechanism. It's not the right way. But once in a while, spark the child. The word says that teach a child a way that is right. And even when they grow, they will not
depart from them.
Spare the rod and spoil
the child.
It's black and white.
But unaona watoto wa siku hizi, you punish them and then they are going to be violent.
Yeah, because now again, the way the society and the upbringing itself, as he said, when like for example, I remember, I'm so sorry, one time we stole some guavas from school. To us, it was not stealing because we saw them and they were there, they were ripe. We actually crossed over the fence and took them and ate. 2 days down the line, the owner came to our house and we were beaten in front of her. You understand? Should we repeat this again? No. So I think before we blame the society, let's blame the small unit. And the small unit is the family.
The family.
Yeah, because if you teach a child that, because now most of our parents, and I'm sorry to say so, Mom, most of our parents, they are so busy looking for material things. They are looking for money to educate me tomorrow. They're looking to educate me for my master's degree, everything. Yeah, a good man leaves inheritance for their children's children. But what if you lose those children while looking for the material? Who will you leave it for? I think are more important than the material.
Yeah. So in a highest percentage, parents are to be blamed. Na Julius, he spoke about a very another sensitive issue, and Mrs. Kiama, you are a minister of the word of God. So akasema, to some point, the church is supposed to be blamed for this. What can you say about the church and shaping the young youths, and when it comes to the issue of materialism?
Zamani, the Bible was read and people are told what there is. I remember we used to be, this Proverbs 6:16 to 19, and I still read to my grandchildren that there are 6 things that God hates. Actually 7. A lying tongue, hands that kill, legs that run to go to and do bad, a heart that plans. Unafunzwa word by word. So even before you start lying, you remember God hates.
Right.
But today, sorry to say, it is prosperity gospel. You're going to be this, you're going to be this. So when you preach to me, I'm going to be this, I'll run for that.
You become
Let people be told what is sin. Because in the book of Ecclesiastes, it is well said in chapter 8 that sinners don't respect God. And because they don't respect God, they are like the shadow. They don't live long. Who doesn't want to live long? Automatically you hate sin. Then when you go down inasema vizuri, hiyo ndio napenda sana, that being humble gives you a name. And it gives you a name, it gives you riches. Unaona hata Biblia inasema tuwe rich in the right way. And it gives you long life. Which would you choose? Mtu akikuhubiria hivyo. Hii ya kuwa humble. So we are not preaching kabisa what is expected. We want to tell people what they will get, what they will be, but we are not telling them that to get there you must hate sin. You must stop sinning. You must do this and that. Kwa hivyo, and then that lack of respect for God is the one that making a parent to go out with the son, and he's going to meet the girlfriend, and he tells that boy, huyu ni auntie. And then when they reach the gate, anamwambia usiambie mom tulikuwa na auntie. What ijiri? Hiyo ni ijiri gani? They go. I once witnessed at Roasters. Watoto wako hivi kiasi hiki wanawekwa kwa uwanja wacheze dance na watu wazima, grown ups. What are we trying to show them? There's a time a girl approached me and told me, tell my mom if she doesn't leave her boyfriend and my dad is at home, I'll kill myself. The girl di anaona mama anakosa, mama anaona life ni. So adults, mupende, tupende, tusipende, we must change. And we must be role models. Because again, the book of Proverbs 6:20 to 23, we see clearly, men are the givers of commandments. My son, do not forget the commandments of your father. And do not forsake the teachings of your mother. So the mother is the teacher. What are we teaching as parents? Na unaona inasema, the commandments are a lamp, taa, and the teachings are the light. When you wake up, they look at you. When you are sleeping, they look after you. Those words of the parents. So parents walipokosea, watoto walipotea. Wanaleta, the other day I was talking about pombe hapa, ukaniuliza najua zote. Zimewekwa huko hizo Majemison na nini ziko kwa cabinet. And I see when my dad drinks it, he laughs. And he acts funny. So I'll go, nichote, niweke maji. Who is the role model here? No, we must go. Lazima turudi kwa crossroad. Na tulilie Mungu.
And see things as they are.
Yeah.
Because nasikia tuko na sekunde kidogo tu ili tuweze kukamilisha show ya leo. And let's connect the issue of the culture of materialism and the issue of identity crisis among the youth today. Tukianza na Julius, what can you really say about this?
Youth, they need to understand themselves.
Yeah.
First of all, they need to accept who they are. It's by accepting who you are that you will now gauge yourself And from gauging yourself, now you grow. The problem we are having in the society at the moment, or with the young people, is that they don't know themselves. They don't understand themselves at any point. You find a young person, yes, who has a vision, but in between here, there is quite a lot of things that he or she needs to do before achieving that vision or that dream.
Yeah.
Now, if you come to a point where you can call yourself, some people usually say a small meeting. And yes, you call yourself a small meeting and you say, Julius, this is my life. The way I want it to be is not going to be determined by the circumstances that are surrounding me, or the circumstances that are maybe surrounding our family, but it's going to be determined by how I'm going to pick myself up and move forward. If we reach to that point, then the identity crisis won't be a problem with us as the young people.
Thank you very much. Very strong point. Salome, you want to say something?
Yeah. For me, I think it's two things here. One of the things, it's Psalms 23, about the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. When you go down, 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 it shows that there is a need and a want.
Yeah.
Let's not confuse the two. Let's not confuse the two. Because if we understand the difference between the two, what you need most, it's not what you want. You can live without it. A want, you can live without it. You don't need a car. Were you born with a car? No. But you used to go to work and you're peaceful. Because when we concentrate on what we want, we lose ourselves and we don't have the peace. And because we don't have the peace, we are disturbed. Two, our leaders. It hurts so much when a politician takes a microphone and the language they use is sad. And somebody is looking at you as their mentor. You know, like, what is it that I'll be proud of? Like, if I live here today and I meet someone down there, what is it that they can copy from me? What is it that I have said when I was in that jukwaa, nikihutubia watu? What is it that people can say, that was wise? I can associate myself with that. Yeah. Because when we do that, then we'll be able to stand the test of time. Patience. You cannot have it all at once. I'm a farmer, I'm a pastor, I'm a journalist, but every time I know what to respond to. Don't just be so stuck in that job that you've been employed to. Find something. There are so many opportunities. It could be ideas. You can work on your ideas, package them well, sell them to someone. You can start a small business. You don't have to wait until you're 90 to buy your car. You can work smart. Start something. If you lose your job today, will you lose yourself?
No.
If you have something, a side hustle that is justified, you will not lose yourself. Find something to do. There are so many opportunities. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Salome. Mrs. Kiama, tukimaliza in less than a minute. So, how are we supposed to inspire the youth so that they can live a life of great value and not a life that is driven by what they have or what they own?
Number one, we stop blaming them and criticizing them. We bring them closer to us and we reason together. They are very good. I have lived with them. I've been with them now for 35 years. And I have seen that the youth need only somebody close where they can, where you can give them their shoulder, your shoulder, and they will tell you everything, and they will share, and they will change. And I'm talking from experience. But when you criticize somebody so much, telling them who they are negatively, they will live that way. Sawa sawa. So parents, let us be close to our children. Let us talk to them. Let us, where they need help, let's take them for counseling, to pastors for prayers, and all will work. Yeah.
And thank you very much.
Because God is powerful.
Na juma lijalo, siku kama hii Jumatatu, tutakuwa tukiangazia swala la identity crisis, ambalo pia hiyo ni issue ambayo inatusumbua, ni issue ambayo inasumbua watu wachanga. Tutakuwa tukiangazia hapa kwenye makala ya Family Restoration. Ila kwa kudra zake Mwenyezi Mungu, kumbuka wewe ni wa maana. Tupatane Jumatatu ijayo. Alamsiki.